Now, last night was not the greatest game for Derrick Henry. He almost had 100 yards with 98 yards on 23 carries, but this is not helping him too much with his 2,000-yard quest. So what is up, guys? Ativ here, and in this video I'll be talking about how Derrick Henry can still get 2,000 yards. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Now, he is playing the Texans for his last game of the season. And the Texans, they have the second worst run defense in the NFL, on average giving up 151.7 rushing yards per game. And Derrick Henry, right now, he has 1,777 rushing yards. So this leads you to the fact that he's only 223 yards away from getting the amazing 2,000, and he already actually had 212 yards versus the Texans earlier in the season, if you remember that, where he had that game-winning touchdown. I believe it was a receiving touchdown, actually. And I mean, Derrick Henry, he's averaging 118.5 yards per game, so he only needs 105 more yards than he averages. I'm saying that like it's not a lot, but he only needs 72 more yards than the Texans averaged when they gave up yards, you know? So, I mean, it's not that many. And hey, let's not forget, this is Derrick Henry you're talking about. He is, in many people's eyes, and mine too, the best running back in the NFL. I mean, the Texans, they really only have two forces that can actually stop Derrick Henry, which are Zach Cunningham and J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt, he's actually having a great season right now. Maybe not statistically, but on the field, he's being very productive. And Zach Cunningham, he's tackling everyone left and right. So he's probably not going to get stiff-armed by Derrick Henry. Let's be real here. But Derrick Henry, I mean, it's Derrick Henry. You can always count on him. And honestly, I think that there's a chance for sure that Derrick Henry can still get 2,000 yards. I mean, the title says it. Derrick Henry will get 2,000 yards. Not will, but he can get 2,000 yards, and here's how. And I mean, look, the thing is, Derrick Henry, he's played the Jaguars and the Texans, two of the worst run defenses in the NFL already, and he had his two best games of his season, and some of his best games of his career versus them. Let's not forget, the time he had a 99-yard run was versus the Jaguars, and he had 238 yards in that game, a career high. I'm not sure which season that was. Was it 2018? I think it was, yeah, it was 2018, I believe. So he tied the longest run in NFL history versus the Jaguars, and he had 215 yards versus the Jaguars this season, and 212 versus the Texans, which, like I said earlier, will be the team he's playing this week. So, I mean, I really think that while Derrick Henry, he could have definitely done better versus the Packers. I mean, if you watch Tom Grossi, then you always know how he's always talking about how he was super scared for Derrick Henry to play versus his Packers because, I mean, statistically, the Packers actually have a way better run defense than I thought. But like Tom Grossi always says, Packers' run defense is atrocious, and they stopped him, but I mean, Ryan Tannehill, he played good enough, but the Packers played much better. That's not the point, though. The point is, Derrick Henry can get 2,000 yards. I've got faith in him. I am a big Derrick Henry supporter. I'm not a Titans fan, but, I mean, how can you not like Derrick Henry? He doesn't really talk that much, at least not from what I know, and, I mean, he's a beast all around, and he's super fast, and the Texans, I mean, J.J. Watt did give that whole speech about how if you don't want to work your hardest and all that type of stuff. But J.J. Watt, I mean, he's a beast, of course. I just don't see how the Texans can stop Derrick Henry. He's a force to be reckoned with. He knows what he's doing. And as you can see, there's Mike Vrabel, who we're going to talk about right now. I think Mike Vrabel, he's going to really want Derrick Henry to get 2,000 yards probably. And he's going to try his hardest. And Derrick Henry, he actually only had 22 rushes in that Texans game, yet he still got 212 yards. So he averaged basically 9 yards per carry, which is It's insane to think about. Not only 9, of course, 9.5 or 9.6. So that's insane to think about. That's a very high number. And he has a great average per carry on the season right now. So props to Derrick Henry. He is leading the NFL in rushes, but he has a very high average. So, I mean, I don't see how, I can see how Derrick Henry won't get 2,000 yards, obviously. But I'm really rooting for Derrick Henry. I'm going to put a bit of my bias towards Derrick Henry and say he will get 2,000 yards still. I know that many people might not agree with me, but that's just me. So leave your comments below if you want, telling me what you think about Derrick Henry and his 2,000 yard quest, and if you think he'll get it or not. And yeah, that is it for this video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.